At E3 2016, the world got its first look at the new God of War, and it was both exciting and unexpected. The tonal shift from the last 6 games was substantial, and we were introduced to a new aspect of the god-slaying Kratos: Father. Literally within seconds of the trailer being seen for the first time, articles and tweets started going out, with some of them decrying the game for everything from perpetuating toxic masculinity to glorifying child abuse. Kratos is a bad father, they claimed. This is, of course, utter horseshit. To illustrate this, let's walk through the trailer and look at his actions.
Your mother's knife. It belongs to you now.
Right off the bat, he starts strong by giving something I like to call the gift of responsibility. Kratos gives the boy his mother's knife, solidifying that the time she was able to provide for him is at an end, and the time where he provides for himself must begin. He further reinforces this by turning away the boy's questions and instead forcing him to make statements, strengthening his sense of self.
Which way?
Your hunt. You tell me.
South?
Is that a question?
South.
You can even hear it in the boy's voice as he goes from asking if he should go south to saying he will go south. Now, right here, I have to be honest, I was totally expecting Kratos to tell the kid to stop goofing off, but he doesn't. Scolding him about that would be unnecessary, so he doesn't. As soon as the deer makes itself known, Kratos immediately begins teaching. He addresses the kid's shortcomings and advises him on how to improve.
Slow down, boy.
Sorry.
You must think. Do not simply react. Be calm and plan.
Here, the boy takes a reckless shot, one that may have ruined their hunt for their meal. Kratos raises his voice in anger, and you can even see his rage meter build up in the top left, but he calms himself.
Only fire when I tell you to fire.
The sequence is harsh, but Kratos says something extremely important.
I'm sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
I've expressed the exact same sentiment to my own kids with slightly less terse language, like this. I don't want more apologies, I want you to commit to improvement. Basically the same thing. This is so important for kids to learn because fixing one's behavior is infinitely more valuable than continued apologies, and children are weakened by being taught otherwise. This bit ends with him sending his son off to hunt again after removing the privilege of having a bow, which the boy must implicitly earn back. Combat begins soon after, and despite the boy's pleading, Kratos elects to fight alone. The enemies are soon dispatched and they continue onward. I know this isn't readily apparent given the context of violent combat, but the important part here is that Kratos establishes the consequences for the boy's earlier failing and holds to it. You see, when a father capitulates to their child, they weaken the child, and Kratos avoids this entirely. He took the bow from the boy, and the boy must accept that until told otherwise. His son asks for another opportunity to use the bow, but Kratos merely re-establishes the goal he must achieve to do so: find the deer.
You had a chance.
I need another.
Then find that deer.
Kratos is nothing if not fluid, though, and when a new alternative method for the boy to prove himself appears, Kratos gives him that chance. This is great because it's important to continuously provide kids with opportunities to overcome challenges. The entire fight, he's calling out instructions to his son, teaching him.
Back off, get a clean angle! And space your shots! I will draw it to me!
This opens up a chance for the boy to get a clean shot, which he successfully lands, boosting his confidence. Here's where the kid fails yet again, hesitating with his shot and then missing completely, hitting his own father.
Off the ice! No!
Before Kratos delivers that killing blow, however, he prioritizes his son, telling him to get off the ice. After making it to shore, the boy begins to apologize, but Kratos stops him, refocusing him on their hunt.
I am so sorry.
Your deer is getting away.
Yes, sir.
This is, I think, probably the most potent example of just how good a father Kratos actually is. I mean, I really want you to consider how incredible this is. The guy who did this, and this, does not punish his son for shooting him with an arrow. He knows the boy is already sufficiently ashamed of his mistake and sees no point belaboring it. The restraint here is pretty impressive to me. In the walk up to where the deer is, we learn that the boy's mother never forced him to actually kill any of his prey, which directly contributed to his inability to shoot the troll in the previous scene. Kratos knows this will be a hindrance to the boy's survival, so he tells him that he must learn to put aside the emotional aspect of killing prey or enemy. They finally come upon the deer, and Kratos speaks in a calm, clear voice as he guides his son through the shot, even praising him when he hits the mark.
Relax. Do not think of it as an animal. It is simply a target. Clear your mind. Exhale and release.
I got it.
Good.
As they walk up to the wounded animal, the moment all hunters must experience is at hand. The nature of hunting an animal for its meat is that even though the hunter must kill their prey, it is also the hunter's responsibility to end the animal's undue suffering.
Finish what you started.
I can't.
The boy has never had to do this before, though, and is still lacking in constitution, so instead of chastising him, Kratos guides his hand, breaking the skin, and then leaving him to pierce the deer's heart on his own. The boy is silent, wordlessly contemplating his successful hunt as he looks off into the distance. Kratos begins to reach out to the boy to maybe comfort him, but stops, and instead retrieves the knife, which he then hands back to the boy.
Now, you are ready.
For what?
Bringing us right back to where we started.
A new beginning.
He gives him the gift of responsibility. You are ready. I think it's pretty clear that Kratos put on a fatherhood masterclass, despite what a bunch of weak, soft-skinned internet critics might think. Kratos is, of course, a mythical and fantastical character, and his fatherly tendencies reflect that, being, quite theatrical. At his core, though, he exemplifies the absolute #1 tenet of fatherhood. A father's priority is not his children's happiness, but their character. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.